What's up, MTG nerds?
I'm Big E, back again with another video with my main man, Mean Gene, the combo machine.
Shout out to Terranaut for the intro of our music. They have allowed us to...
The song is dope. Check them out. The song's called Native Sorrow. Find them on Bandcamp.
Bandcamp description in the YouTube video with the Facebook account as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Check them out. They're really good and awesome and nice for letting us use that music.
So we're going to be doing a video about...
The best and worst thing about teaching new players how to play Magic. Yeah. EDH specifically. Because, you know, it can come with some challenges. There are some rewards, I'd say.
Rewards?
Yeah, you get a new player into Magic. It's supposed to make you feel warm and fuzzy.
Does it really do?
I'm going to be honest with you, no. I fucking hate teaching new players how to play Magic.
Have you ever had experience teaching new players?
I have definitely been in games with new players. Not me specifically teaching them, because, like I said, it annoys me.
So then
It annoys me teaching.
So I guess define your definition of new players, because I have experience teaching somebody straight new and never played Magic and never played a TCG game.
Yeah, see, that's good experience, because is it a nightmare as much as I feel like it is?
It wasn't a nightmare because I understood, well, this person did not have a TCG background of any kind.
Yeah, knows nothing about mana.
About what?
Mana or
oh, okay. I thought you said something else. Anyways,
I don't know what he thinks I said. Now I want to know. What'd you think I said? Hit me with it, Mean Gene.
I thought you said because they're not a man.
Oh. No. That is definitely not what I said. I have a daughter. I think girls can do anything boys can do, except play professional football. They'd be hurt. Come on. But that's not what this video is about. This is about teaching new players, not me being misogynistic.
Anyways, so I guess it was kind of the mana that was kind of like the big hurdle.
Yeah.
Alongside with the pips and the colors to them.
Trying to make that make sense.
So that, I mean, technically, no, the TCG kind of does that, right? Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't do that.
I never played Yu-Gi-Oh!
I just remember it was based on the little circles at the top.
Oh, I gotcha.
After you pass a certain amount, you got to summon it in a specific way. Or you're summoning things. You're just doing things based on.
Well, aren't you just doing one thing a turn or something like that? Yeah. I feel like I've heard that.
So either way,
give you guys a heads up. All the Yu-Gi-Oh fans are just deleting you guys now for ruining their.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them.
Anyways, ignoring the lamos, the nerd, the whackness of a TCG community. There's
some cool TCGs out there. Magic's the only one.
But I would say, even with TCG, for example, Angel. I mean, Angel did play Magic.
Angel getting a lot of love here on Get Rekt. We love you. All right.
But he played competitively in Yu-Gi-Oh! And so when he played against me in Magic or EDH, I was surprised by his knowledge and his interaction and everything else, because he was able to
transition over to.
It was an easy transition for him. Of course, throughout the time.
But know what? We're going to keep shouting out Angel here, because Angel is probably the top Magic player in our group, or at least was at one point. He was very good. He made me tear down more decks than I built at one point. Just because I build Atris. He builds Atris, and it's just better.
I would say, honestly, yeah, you and Angel would be the top two.
Me? Oh, I'm not. No.
In my opinion, you and Angel would be the top two.
I do feel pretty good about
runner-up,
right now.
Javon.
I think you're forgetting Jose. You know what? This is not a video on who's the best player in our Magic group. We got some solid players in our Magic group. I'll put us up against any channel out there. Please call us. We'll fuck your shit up.
But
we love you though.
But with going back to what we were talking about, I guess there could be two definitions of a new player: players who played Magic but are new to EDH. Then you have
but I feel like that's easier to teach, because you've already played. When I came over from playing Standard to EDH, it was an easy transition. If anything, playing Standard just made me better at threat assessment and playing a game. Now,
Okay.
when I think about it, I do have a little bit of experience trying to teach my daughter and wife how to play Magic. And I was being flippant in the beginning. It's not awful. You need new players, otherwise this dies, right?
Yeah.
Right now, Commander's the biggest format in Magic right now, right? It's driving new product. If nobody plays, it dies. It's just you sit down to play a game of Magic. You're with your two other buddies who are good at Magic, and then you get that new player sit down. It just becomes a game about trying to teach them threat assessment. Mm-hmm. Right? It's trying to teach them, Rogelio, we were talking about this before, the stack. Like, most people don't know the stack. I mean, there are players that have been playing for years that don't understand the stack. I don't fully understand the stack sometimes.
Nor do I.
It's so much priority. It's not as complicated as layers in Magic. Don't even try to teach a new player layers.
The only thing I care about layers is lasagna, guys. Come on. That's all that matters right now.
The only thing you have to know about layers is Blood Moon kills the Shia. Why? Because layers. Yeah, that's it.
Who was the one who even brought that up? I remember somebody bringing it up, and I never heard of layers.
No.
And I still don't care for them. Still don't. I still don't.
But that's what you got to do. That's the
So you
challenge.
got
Nico. But that you got to find that balance because we got to teach new players. Got to keep people coming to the format. But you've got to also teach them beyond it. I think honestly the best way to teach a new person, as long as they have some TCG experience, is a trial by fire.
Yes.
Beat their fucking heads in every chance you get until they get better.
That's what happened to me.
True. The other best way, and this is what I've been doing, because before I used to, with the salty type thing, I used to be kind of like salty in a way where when somebody does something bad, but ultimately now I don't care when somebody does something bad and I know they're going to do something bad. I'll try to give advice, but sometimes I don't because I guess you can kind of spin the game to your favor, but I kind of go, well, you know what? This is a perfect opportunity for that person
to instill
to learn that they are terrible.
Yeah. Like, let's say they can force a will.
Learn that they're terrible and that was a terrible move. And you can see it within their eyes after they've done it.
Then you explain to them at the end of the game, hey, you've done that, you wouldn't have lost.
Not even until the end of the game. After they made the move, it resolves, and then they realize it really didn't do much.
Yeah.
Depending on what they're responding or dealing with something else that really ends up not being such a detriment.
They need to learn by fire that if they don't force of will a birthing pod in a pod deck, that they're probably going to lose next turn.
When did this happen? Who called people out?
Hey, check back to Season 1, Game 1 of Get Rekt MTG. But you're right. You've got to go through those steps. You've got to teach them. You got to let them find out. Hey, it's the fuck around and find out.
I mean,
should I kill that? Fuck around and find out. Should you have killed it?
That's the basic, another basic way of learning anything, regardless of even if it's MTG. It's just trial.
Yeah.
By fire. You just gotta.
As long as you
gotta make mistakes.
knows them, absolutely.
Let them make mistakes.
You'll learn more from a mistake than you will from a win. Because if you just cater to them, make sure you attack here, make sure you do that. If you do that all game long, they're never going to learn anything. They're not going to be able to play the game without you. But at least that's my thought process.
True, but there will be times where I will interfere because maybe somebody might.
Because it's going to stop something you're going to do later.
No, not something, not necessarily something that you're going to do. If it's like if it's going to really accelerate the other player. To the point where none of us are going to have fun. It's like, yeah. So you can understand what's going on here, new player, or even if it's a player that is new or not new, but for whatever reason just either doesn't see what's happening or doesn't know the card.
Yeah, we're talking bad players.
No, not necessarily.
Because there's lots of really good players that people who have been playing a long time that don't know threat assessment, right?
That's threat assessment, but there might be something.
That's also trial.
It could be a card that they don't know, or just ignoring it.
They don't understand what that card's going to do.
Exactly, because let's be honest, some of us we see some cards, and it doesn't look like a scary card, we're like, oh, whatever. But if we do that, and actually don't sit down and read the cards like we all should collectively, there might be
feel
a
like
setup.
At that point, you got to drop out. You should probably read this card before you make that decision.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Unless it's going to destroy your shit, then counter that. Like, I'll literally point out, like, hey, kill that right now. Because it might shit on them a little bit, but it's going to shit on me really bad down the road. I want to make sure you understand what this does. But I'll be honest. I will absolutely be honest. Like, look, it's going to completely take me out of the game. It's going to remove that from you being able to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, those kind of scenarios.
But how about a worst? What's the worst?
What's the worst thing about teaching new players?
Yeah. I would say we can go back to the threat assessment thing.
Threat assessment's hard.
Teaching
it's hard.
Other players who already have played Magic the threat assessment, and them some people just still not caring.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on your deck because there are decks where you really just care about what you're doing. Like Nar said, I don't care what your threat assessment is. I'm just going to do my thing. I don't really care. But as far as teaching new players, letting them know, hey, these are threats, but letting them figure out, hey, don't. You know what's going to stop your deck. That understanding your deck, I think that's one of the important things to teach a new player is understand what your deck's doing, what your deck wants to do, and stop things that are going to hinder you. You know what I mean? Like if you were brand new to Magic and playing Marin, I tell you, look, you're going to want to make sure you hold up shit for decks like a mono white deck. That's got to be hell for you because rest in peace. A Grafdigger's Cage is definitely in a mono white deck, in most mono white decks. Just some way to shit on those strategies, knowing you've got to keep interaction for stopping that kind of shit. It's, you know what I mean? Like, I want to blow that Ristic study up, but he's playing mono white stacks. I got to blow up the Rest in Peace the second it hits the field.
Yeah. I mean, but that will eventually become, like, I guess, another learning curve where, you're learning about threat assessment. Now you got to learn about, back to what you were saying, learning about your deck, now learning about other decks.
Yeah.
Even though you may not play these various other commanders, just kind of remember them.
Yeah.
Know your meta. Remember the cards. Yep. Remember the colors. Some colors might do a certain thing. White, mono, white.
But as you get deeper, you'll know mono white's doing this. You'll know blue white's doing it. Yeah, absolutely.
And
you know Rakdos is going to try and steal all of your life from you.
Yeah.
You know.
So it.
But I would also say one of the big things about teaching people is don't be scummy. Don't use politics on a new player. Don't do it. All right, because you could politic a new player into doing just about anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if you hit them hard enough. I mean, you politic people who have been playing for a while. Like if I'm teaching Lucy, my daughter, how to play Magic, I'm not going to be like, you should kill your mom's creature just so I can win the game. Don't be scummy. don't be scummy. You can get scummy with them after a year.
Now that I think about that, that's another thing I teach new players in our league is once people start politicking with them, I tell them, don't do it.
Yeah.
Highly suggest you don't do it. I don't do it anymore. I've been burnt by it before. That's why not only don't do it, I already learned everybody's deck at the league. I already know my deck. I already know my weaknesses.
Yeah.
So I don't need to politic with anybody anymore. Unless, of course, it comes to the scenario, it's going to affect us all, and we need to band together.
We need to stop.
That's the only time I will politic. But other than that, even if it's detrimental towards two of us, I'm just going to sit back and not say anything because I already know what it is. I'm just going to have to.
I think, and that's the most I'm going to say is just think about it. Look at what you have on the field, what you're trying to do. Look at what he has on the field. Is taking that deal, end the game for everybody but you. And if it's going to end the game for everybody but you, can you stop what's about to happen? You know what I mean? You got to look forward to the deals you make. But I would say, new player, don't try politicking for a while. Because you know what? If they know you're a new player, a good player wants you to at least be sort of successful and have a little bit of fun.
Yes.
So they're not going to try and shit on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not fully. I mean, if I sit down and I'm like, hey, let's play a fast game, and I pull out Narset, somebody pulls out, Mono Red Goblins, and you pull out Combo Marin, and then somebody pulls out fucking Otrimi, you're going to have a bad time, but you know what? That's what you're getting into. This is what you're gonna learn today.
With that in mind, another thing to teach new players would be when it comes to politics, if you're going to, and or if you've already seen this individual politic before, kind of understand how that person talks, their tone, how
Yeah.
they go about it. Because if you can see if it's kind of like a scummy or kind of like, I'm just trying to win, whatever. I mean, of course, everybody's trying to win.
Yeah.
But if they're not putting effort into teaching you, so you want to make sure that person is not, I mean, it's not completely a scummy move, but I guess
You got to know that it's a scummy move if you're doing it to a new player. They've got to know. You've got to know their intentions.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, make sure as a new player, make sure that it's you're gonna learn from it. Whereas the other one is just kind of like somebody just trying to get you to,
Although you know
deal
what,
with something.
hold on a minute, because it's not bad to deal with a scummy player when you're new, so you can recognize a scummy player.
True.
It's like recognizing salty players. Video coming soon.
True. But if you're already been at that LGS, or if you already played with this person in another pod, or saw them play in another pod, and you've seen them politic, keep that in mind, so that you can tell who really is there to really have fun.
Yeah,
And
who's
really,
there to have fun? Who's
and
there
is
just
willing to teach you. They're actually going out of their way within the game to teach you and give you more information and insight at a higher level.
Yeah, you got to know their intentions. But you know, to recap, I feel like we've hit it all. To recap, teaching new players is awful. Do it anyway because we need new people in the format.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be a scumbag when you're teaching a new person, and make sure they understand, what they're playing. A little bit of trial by fire never hurt anybody. Trial by fire made us all better. You know.
Thanks for watching.
Do the likes, the comments, the subscribes.
Comments are better, in my opinion, right?
Yeah, let us know what's your favorite thing about teaching a new player. Do you agree with me that it's fucking awful? Or do you love it? I mean, some people I know love it.
I think there could be
Rogelito, the
teachers.
producer, loves to teach people how to play Magic.
Definitely.
He helps everybody that we play. I help no one. When I see the new player, I start swinging.
Really?
Yeah.
He is disgusting.
I haven't played with you in a long time.
I don't politic with him, but I will swing some shit at him. No, it depends on the guy. If we're playing like competitively league, I will. But general playing casually, I'll try to help as best I can to understand the stack, understand what's happening. But thank you so much for joining us today. All 10 of you are amazing, even though I think we probably know all 10 of you personally. Tell 2 friends, they'll tell 2 friends. Next thing you know, we're gangbanging.
What?
Not in a sexual way. Don't make it
just
weird.
share with your grandma.
We're starting a gang. We're wearing sideways hats.
Share with your grandma.
Get Rekt MTG Killer Crew.
Share with grandma.
Name's a work in progress.
Share with your friends. Give us feedback. Feedback is great, so
Feedback's
that we
amazing.
can further develop ourselves. You know, we're new to this, and you don't be that scummy person that's not giving us feedback.
Yeah, politic with us nicely.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you soon.
What's up, MTG nerds? Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment for feedback. We really greatly appreciate it.